Peak. It's the newest game of the summer, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. This game is a rock climbing game where you are a group of Boy Scouts who crash landed on a deserted island and have to escape by reaching the top of the mountain. As you climb through this mountain, you have to be thinking ahead and planning your route accordingly, and it really captures the feel and puzzle solving of rock climbing in a way that is really unique from other games that also capture this. Unlike other games such as Jusant and a difficult game about climbing, this game, instead of going full on realistic and trying to make it very immersive, this game really dumbs it down and keeps it simple. Just a stamina bar and climbing. That's really all there is to it, and yet this game is very deep in its mechanics, which I will touch on later. But anyway, when you reach the top of the mountain, you look over across the horizon only to realize that there is in fact another mountain to climb. In fact, there are many more mountains to climb. And each mountain has their own unique mechanics to them, which I will also touch on later. Also, have I mentioned that this game is multiplayer? In fact, it's actually really good multiplayer design with a lot of collaborative mechanics that encourage people to work together and not just pulling each other up and helping them above the mountain. There are also other multiplayer mechanics, such as being able to let down a rope for the people who aren't as high up the mountain to give them a little shortcut. There are a lot of items. There's a piton that you can place as you climb to act as a little checkpoint. There's energy drinks which make you go faster and are really good for tall climbs. And there are chain launchers that launch a chain that allow you to climb up. There are rope launchers and anti-rope launchers. And all of these are used so that way you can climb up the mountain with greater ease and you can get past difficult obstacles that may not even be possible to get through, because this is a randomly generated map. Every single day, there is a new map. This is so that no replayability is lost after beating the game. As I said, I'll touch on later, there are a bunch of mechanics specific to each level. There's rain in the forest / tropics area. There's wind in the ice area that freezes you. And there's giant fire explosions and rising lava in the fire area. With all these hardships and obstacles, this game really becomes more of a puzzle game than a full-fledged climbing game. And that's actually what rock climbing is. It's really a big puzzle that you have to solve. In fact, climbs are called problems, or the route, rather, is called a problem in rock climbing. And I really think that that is expressed good in this game, as each climb really does feel like a puzzle that you have to solve, even if it may not have a solution. And that's where items come in to almost guarantee that there is a solution. The items really make it so you can make your own path instead of following the path that the procedurally generated map may give you. However, these items come with two major downsides. First is you don't have infinite space. With a backpack, you can only carry 7 items, which really is important for you to make sure that you have item management and to make sure you're only carrying the most important items with you at all times. Because if you're carrying useless items, you're really just bringing along dead weight. And the second is that the weight that you carry actually correlates to how much stamina you can have and how much stamina you have to actually make a climb. In fact, your whole health bar is your stamina bar. Hunger, when you're hungry, it takes away from the bar, and when you take damage, it also takes away from that bar. And even if you're revived by teammates at a later point, you still have permanent loss on your stamina bar. And this really does make it so you feel the stakes of each climb, because one little fall, it hurts you for the rest of the run. And sometimes it's even impossible, like in this situation, where you really have to use healing, and guess what? That's an item that you have to carry around with you. Item management is probably the hardest thing in this game when you're trying to play it solo, and yet it feels so good, like a puzzle. I feel like I'm just a broken record saying this over and over, but this game is really good, and it's very unique. It's bringing something new to the genre. Actually, it's reverting something from the genre, because this game's mechanics are so simple and they are still so enjoyable. In fact, I think the only thing I dislike about this game is, this is probably an exaggeration. There's probably things that I don't like, I just haven't found them or just don't want to acknowledge them yet. But my least favorite thing is having to put the backpack down when you're trying to get items out of it. That's it. Such a small thing, but I don't know. There have been plenty of times that make it annoying and difficult to grab items out of the backpack because you don't want your backpack to roll down the hill. So, for all I know, this was an intentional decision that was made to make this game either more realistic or more difficult. But I really recommend picking this game up. It's very fun, and if you have friends, which, let's be honest, you don't, but if you do, you should encourage them to buy it too. It's a great time, and I hope to see you guys soon. Like and subscribe if you like the video and want to see more content, and goodbye.
He says he has to pop. He's been just typing to me in Steam chat.
He said pop?
Apparently.
Bye!